All right. We back in the building with another video reaction. I'm your host, Blue Devil. Now, look, the video we got today is 1988 new special, Gangs of Los Angeles, Real Stories. Now, look, I went into my DM and I was just browsing. I usually don't go in there like that. Recently, I have been going in there uh, because there's a lot of unread messages. I'm talking about thousands, bro. And I've been coming across a lot of people hitting me up for business. So look, if you want to do business with me, if you want to promote your business, your page, your Instagram, whatever you got going on, your music, your beats, hit me up, all right, in my DM at the Hater World, or you can just strictly go email BlueDevilReacts at gmail.com. All right. Other than that, we got this video. Uh 1988 new special. So look, we usually do videos on like police and stuff like that, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I used to do videos like this where we watch like old school gang videos, and I haven't done one in a while. So let's go ahead and press play on this video, and let's see what we can get into. Let's get it.
The beefed-up patrol was sparked by one of the bloodiest shooting sprees in the
The
city's
violence
history.
was shocking. 1 dead, 11 wounded in a gang drive-by shooting Friday night.
Despite the crackdown, the violence continued last night. 5 people were wounded in drive-by shootings.
But with
Police say they
70,000
plan
gang
to-
members, the police are outnumbered.
The local news from the front is relentless. Last year, gang-related violence claimed 387 lives in Los Angeles. By comparison, that was 4 times the number killed in Northern Ireland's civil war during the same period.
Hey, we got a pit bull on this side.
Police raids on gang targets reveal a sinister pattern of drugs and violence. Weapons confiscated from gang members are invariably linked to the drug trade. Because of that connection,
Hey, that strap right there. I remember the first strap I ever got busted with was a 44 Magnum. All right. The brand was Colt. That was the brand. Was it Colt? Yeah, it was Colt. Man, it was like this big, bro. 44 Magnum. We used to call it Dirty Harry. That thing, I mean, you could hold it from the front. You know, now they make the little handles where you can just shoot it like that. But back then it was like wham, wham. When I got caught with that gun, it ended up being stolen from Oakland PD. Oakland PD. That was a long time ago, bro. That was 2001, maybe. Didn't go to prison. I wonder why. I caught a lot of things that day. That day I caught like 6 felonies, and I didn't go to prison. For all you broke boys, that's what a lawyer is for. For all you broke boys, you gotta have money to hire a lawyer. For all you broke boys, some people get away and know how to be slick about shit. Let's go.
the story behind the upsurge of gang violence in Los Angeles begins 3,000 miles away in Miami, Florida. Nearly 4 years ago, Vice President George Bush showed off a new tool in the war on drugs, a high-tech chase boat. Bush's demonstration was part of the much-heralded federal crackdown on Miami Vice. The government vowed to choke off the Southeast as a port of entry for South American drug traffickers. But the smugglers stayed in business, looked to the porous California-Mexico border, and came west. The market is a lucrative one. This surveillance tape shows Colombian cocaine dealers counting their take. They are reaping an abundant cash crop. They deal directly with veteran gang members, according to Lieutenant Clarence Chapman of the LA County Sheriff's Office. He says the well-heeled middlemen who often launder drug money.
That's a gang of money, bro. I've seen money like that in my lifetime. All right. I have seen much money like that in my lifetime. But me touching, I used to be a runner for a very important lady. And I used to go from Mexicali all the way to Moreno Valley to pick up. The most I picked up was 150 racks. And it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but we're picking up 150 racks every other day. You know, so from Mexicali, Calexico, all the way to Moville, picking up 150 grand, 70 grand, 80 grand, 100 grand every other day. It's a lot of money, bro. All right. Uh, I could talk about it now because it's been so old. That was 2006. All right. 2006. I already looked into these laws anyways to see if I could speak about it. Yeah, so it's been over 10 years, over 20 years, I think now. You know, and the reason that I was the runner was because I had dual citizenship. All right. I could be in Mexico and I could be in the US. So that's the beauty about being a Mexican American or an American Mexican or Chicano or whatever you call it. But Blue Devil, you ain't never been to prison. I know, I never got caught. Should I have weighed down the huras and say, hey, I got 150 grand on me. Pull me over so I could look tough on YouTube. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here.
Lucrative one. This surveillance tape shows Colombian cocaine dealers counting their take. They are reaping an abundant cash crop. They deal.
Oh, but I seen that much money in person. I once saw my living room full of money. Let me tell you guys a quick little story. All right. One of my uncles used to be deep in the business, right? Deep in the business, like super duper deep, right? Very important person. And he used to come to my house when I was a little kid. Little kid, right? And at that time, we were living in an apartment because my dad and my mom had went through a breakup. My dad sold the house, and we were living it was just me and my dad living in a 3-bedroom apartment, right? And my uncle used to come every weekend. And I remember one weekend, he was there, and it was late at night, bro, and I wanted to use the bathroom. And I had to walk to the bathroom was in the hallway, right? So I go to my room, go to the bathroom. And then after I use the bathroom, I wanted to go get some water. So I would have to walk through the living room to go into the kitchen, right? I remember I used the bathroom and I'm walking to the kitchen and I'm not looking to the left because I'm walking on the hallway and the living room is off to the left, kitchen's off to the right. And I'm walking and I know my uncle's in the living room because I could hear him. But then before I could look, he gets up real fast, like nervous, and that scared me to not look because I thought he was like doing something he shouldn't have been doing, or with a lady or something. So that scared me as a kid. And I remember I just kept walking straight and then I peeked. And when I peeked, bro, he had the couches pushed back, TV pushed forward, and the whole living room was full of big old stacks of money all across the floor, bro. I guess he was doing a count. The next morning, him and my dad left, and I snooped a little. And I don't think they have them no more, but back then they used to have 24 packs of sodas, the big triangle looking ones. Now they got the little bulky square ones, but back then they had long ones. Oh, like the 24 pack of beers or 18 pack of beers, right? Big ones like that. And he probably had like 40 or 50 of those, and they were all filled up with money. All of them, and they were all stacked like on the corner. It's just stacked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was probably like 8. And I thought about slipping a little honey, but I said, nah. Because my uncle used to buy me whatever I wanted. Later on in life, when I got older, like way later in life, he knew that I knew already because he would see me with my homeboys and everything. And he would give me whatever I wanted. I tell him I wanted some weed, he would give me packs, like for free. Like big old fucking round bricks they look like pizzas. Weed, And that's all he would give me, though. He wouldn't give me the other stuff, even though I did see the other stuff. But he wouldn't give it to me. He would only give me weed. He goes, make some money. I was a pothead at that time, so all I did was smoke. I gave some away, But that was like every week he would bring me a gang of weed. It was like leftover shit. I was happy, bro. At that time, I was like 13, 12. So even that was fucking fire. You know, salute to my uncle. He's still alive.
Direct-
Oh, as a matter of fact, he in that picture. If you guys look at that picture, that infamous picture I got an infamous ass picture. I should go grab it. Give me a second. I don't think it would have been a complete story. I don't think it would have been a complete story if I didn't show you guys the photo. He in that picture, I'm in that picture, my dad in that picture, all my uncles. A lot of them are cops in Mexico. Quote unquote. You get it. You get it. All right. Bam. Keep it right there. Let's go. Let's continue. Let's continue. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Right there. What up, player?
with veteran gang members, according to Lieutenant Clarence Chapman of the LA County Sheriff's Office. He says the well-heeled middlemen who often launder drug money through legitimate businesses use street gangs as a distribution network.
They will hang out with the gangs. They're very familiar with them. Our intelligence leads us to believe that they keep that working knowledge of the gangs to know who comes in and who goes out, who's controlling what territory and those kinds of things.
The territories where the gangs sell drugs are often sidewalks or public parks. Here, a car drives up to what is essentially an open-air market. A woman removes a package from her blouse. She makes a quick transaction and waits for the next buyer.
Little nickels.
The hot item is crack or rock cocaine, a mixture of cocaine and baking soda. It's easy to dilute, which makes it profitable. And it is highly addictive, even in minute quantities. The desperation of users creates a burgeoning demand. Street cops trying to stop the trafficking are overwhelmed and frustrated.
Cocaine and drugs are destroying this country, and it's going to get worse.
Why is it going to get worse?
Because we're out of control. We are out of control.
Sheriff's deputies Robert Rifkin and Mike O'Hara police the gang areas of southwest Los Angeles. Neighborhood graffiti here mark territory. When one gang crosses out another's logo, it's a sign of war.
The Lennox is the whole wall there. They wrote it nice and big, so all the other rival gangs can come by and see this belongs to Lennox. You're in Lennox area here.
This area of...
Now look, it's crazy. We got gang unit and smash unit still to this day, but they're not as fully as active as they once were like that. You know, LA, Inland Empire got smashed, LA got gang unit, right? Or they got smashed. No, they got gang unit, right? But it's not what it used to be, bro. It's not what it used to be. Back then they used to go around, take pictures of the artwork. They used to take pictures of the walls, of this, of that. They used to pull you over, lift up your shirt, show them your tattoos, admit where you're from, or they'll put you with the random gang, blah, blah, blah. Nowadays, it's like they understood they can't defeat the gangs when it comes to arresting everybody, right? So every gang is documented now. So there's no reason to go around and take photos of like wall art, you know, bam, bam. For what? I think at this time they were documenting all the gangs.
The whole wall there. They wrote it nice and big, so all the other rival gangs can come by and see this belongs to Lennox. You're in Lennox area here.
This area of South Los Angeles is chiefly Hispanic. Black and Hispanic gangs do not intermix.
This street here is well known for drug sales. Usually illegal aliens, Mexicans, will be selling dope on the street. See these two right here?
Blue Devil, why do you call them illegal aliens? There you go. That's all I heard, bro, when I was living near the border. Aliens, illegals, illegal aliens. I know it's not right, bro, but when you're used to just hearing that word, come on.
They're local dope sellers and gang members.
The two, nicknamed Sneaky and Trapper, seem accustomed to police pat-downs, and they are proud of their gang loyalties.
You fighting with Inglewood 13?
Yeah.
Who else you fighting with?
My enemies.
What about Tepa?
Tepa, I don't like Tepa.
You don't like Tepa right now, huh?
Why not?
Chavalas.
Sneaky and Trapper are Crips, one of LA's two major gang groups. The other is Bloods. Bloods and Crips are mortal enemies, with hundreds of smaller...
Wait, he said they're Crips? He didn't say that, did he?
Sneaky and Trapper are Crips, one of LA's two major gang groups.
How can they be Crips if they use the word chavalas? Man, that news reporter got it wrong, homie. He said he was Inglewood 13, didn't he?
Don't like to fighting with Inglewood 13?
And they are proud of their gang loyalties.
You fighting with Inglewood 13?
Yeah.
Who else you fighting with?
For my enemies.
What about Tepa?
Tepa, I don't like Tepa.
You don't like Tepa right now, huh?
Why not?
Chavalas.
Sneaky and Trapper are Crips, one of LA's two major gang...
Hey, listen, bro. I don't believe it, but we gonna roll with it. Crips. Oh, but they do got Crip names. Trapper and Phaser? I guess.
Gang groups. The other is Bloods. Bloods and Crips are mortal enemies, with hundreds of smaller neighborhood subgroups called sets. Affiliations count for little, since sets of the same gangs often fight each other. A few blocks away, we run into one of Sneaky and Trapper's adversaries, Chico, a rival Crip from the Tepa set. Chico says
Wait. All right, he got it wrong. He's calling Sureños Crips. He said, we ran into an op of the other kid, Tepa. Tepa is not a Crip gang, bro. It is a Mexican gang.
Tepa controls the area's drug distribution.
Nobody can hang around over here. Not the gangs.
What happens if they do?
I don't know. Maybe he can get killed.
But other gangs can't come here and sell dope in your area.
No.
You control this area.
Yeah.
Not far away is a black neighborhood, turf claimed by
he got it
different
wrong.
but just as violent gangs. Here we find a different culture, but the same deadly code of retaliation.
You know, somebody killed your homeboy, you want to kill all they homeboy. That's a person you love. You know, you want to take care of some kind of revenge. You know?
26-year-old Junebug is a victim of this attitude. He lost his leg in a shooting at the age of 14. In January, he was left paralyzed after a drive-by shooting.
How do you think gang members feel when they do a drive-by shooting and hit an innocent person?
They don't care.
Why don't they care?
They don't care about themselves. They just want a reputation.
What do you mean by they want a reputation?
They want to be known.
They want to be known within their gang that they're tough?
Clout. They want clout. Now, look, one thing I am going to say is that I've noticed, bro, that the cops from the 80s and the 90s, they're like older type cops. They're cool, bro. They're not like, they will take you to jail and do their job, right? But they're not going to really like harass you like that. Not like they do to, okay, hold on. What am I looking for? All right, so look, today, the cops, most of them, they're all juice heads, right? All buff, and they actually think they're part of a gang, like the police gang. They act like it. They move like it. They're all young motherfuckers. They think they're badass. And I've noticed that back then the cops were older. They will still fuck you up and do shit like that, but they wouldn't roll around acting like they this big ass gang. Some did, but not all. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've noticed that older cops are more chill, bro.
Often, drive-by shootings are a form of gang initiation. The gangs are beefing up their firepower, often with stolen weapons. Police, too, are equipping themselves with semi-automatic weapons for raids which have uncovered caches of assault rifles, semi-automatic and automatic fire.
I got Prime, or whatever it's called. What's it called? YouTube Premium? I did get it. What is this?
Weapons for raids which have uncovered caches of assault rifles, semi-automatic and automatic fire.
What the fuck is wrong with this? Let me refresh it. What the fuck is wrong? But I did get Premium, though, already.
The beefed-up patrol was sparked by one of the...
confronted two street corner drug dealers.
Jim, we love you. Bye, old buddy.
The June '87 killing of Officer James Pagliotti brought an outraged chief of police to the scene in the North Los Angeles community of Sylmar.
These are no good, miserable sons of bitches that are plaguing this city, and we got to get rid of them.
One of those charged in the crime is 19-year-old Thomas Pee Wee Mixon. According to the police report, Mixon said he was in the area selling rock cocaine because his own community was saturated with dealers. Police say Mixon's friend was the trigger man, but as his associate, Mixon is also charged with murder. He has pleaded not guilty. Mixon, who has a record as a small-time drug peddler, is held in a section of LA County Jail reserved for the Bloods. His red shoelaces distinguish him from Crips, who often wear blue.
Because that's the side that I live with. This is the side, the group that I live with.
Mixon's lawyer wouldn't let him discuss the case, but Mixon did talk about his background. He said he isn't a hardcore gang member, but fell in with gangs because of where he lived.
It's nothing that, you just pick somebody to hang with. If I had if I was around a bunch of musical singers, I'd be a music singer.
Facts.
I was around a bunch of gangbangers, so I was considered a gangbanger.
Big facts, bro. Big facts. I'm telling you, bro. People be like, why you from there? Well, those are the people I grew up with. Those are the people I saw every day. Those were my friends. I gravitated towards that. Did you expect me to go across town just to go kick it with a big gang or a humongous gang because you want me to? Bro, if I grew up with this group of people, that's what I'm gonna be. If I go to private school and I kick it with private school kids, that's what I'm gonna be. You're a victim of your own environment, bro.
You're saying you didn't have a choice?
A different area, I'd be in a different situation.
Yeah, facts.
The Ujima Village
Big
housing
facts.
project where Mixon lived is Bloods territory. Many residents live in fear of gangs. Annie Crenshaw, Thomas Mixon's mother, tries to keep her 14-year-old twins, Jermaine and Shermaine, out of gang activity.
So I try to keep him away from it as much as I can. If I send him to the store, he don't have to be did nothing. But to them, he's out of his territory. Whatever that means.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like, there's blood over here.
Yeah.
There's pills over there by the store.
Yeah.
And they don't like blood. They say it's coming out the park. That's how I jump.
What are you?
Nothing. But he's
Yeah,
staying
right.
here. By staying here, they think everybody in here bloods.
Just as Thomas Mixon allegedly left Ujima Village to sell drugs, other gang members are setting up shop outside their home areas on a far grander scale.
It's now spreading to the northern states on the coast, Washington, Oregon, a lot of connections between Los Angeles and Seattle, Washington, D.C., Detroit. So it spreads. And there's evidence right now that the gangs are spreading all over America. I mean, Los Angeles gangs, the Crips and the Bloods.
In Los Angeles on January 31st, gang violence spread from the minority communities where it was traditionally confined. In Westwood, an affluent movie and restaurant district, a bystander was killed by gang crossfire. Police quickly responded to calls for a swift crackdown on gang violence.
And we will do everything in our power to put the gang members where they belong, and that's in jail, off the street.
He's an asshole. You could
Since
tell.
February, the Los Angeles Police Department has fielded a massive show of force. On occasion, up to 1,000 police officers in a night sweep through neighborhoods, booking gang members.
Damn, it's a trip. I haven't seen the AM PM like that in decades, bro. That brings back memories. Look at that AM PM, bro.
On a variety of charges.
We're taking the streets back, and we're using every legal means we have. And one of them is drinking in public.
In other neighborhoods, public drinkers might get off with a warning. The police said these were gang members. Their blue bandanas identified them as Crips, as did their canes, and a Houston Astros cap, which signified a Crip subgroup. No drugs were found, but one man wore a beeper, often standard equipment for dope pushers. In jail, the arrestees were unrepentant. They proudly flashed their gang hand signs. The costly police sweeps are having only limited impact. They are not stopping gang activity.
It works for that night, it works for that weekend, it works for how long they're in jail. As far as this generation goes, what's going to stop gangbanging, I don't know. But by education and family values, when they're real young, might change it for future generations. I don't have an answer for this generation.
Good luck.
Activists believe community involvement is one answer. At the Family Helpline, a private agency, Leon Watkins works with gang associates as young as 8 and 10 years old.
Well, the parents, again, evidently don't have the time to deal with the kids. A lot of them, they don't know what they do. They bring in the money, and a lot of times the parents don't care where they get it from, you know, as long as it's helping pay some of the bills, buy some food, pay the rent.
So the parents look the other way?
A lot of them, too many of them.
To gang counselor Leon Watkins, there is a direct correlation between poverty, high unemployment, and gang activity. He'd like to see the resurrection of pre-Reagan administration job training programs.
When that left, that's when gang violence began to escalate, if you ask me, because cocaine and drugs came in, and those of us who work with kids on a work program, we had nowhere to go and offset it.
Because they don't have that hope no more. The hope they see are the big drug dealers with the gold chains and the cars and things. They don't see a lot of success stories.
How do you tell some 11, 12, 13-year-old kid that's got $300 in his pocket that's selling dope's wrong?
They got more money than we do.
Nice cars, having the ladies, all the jewelry, and that's to them, they're role models.
They can't get jobs. But you belong to a gang, and the gangs are making money and doing whatever they do. You can forget about the reading and writing. You understand?
And 35 years later, 40 years later, it still has not changed. All right, the dress codes changed, the guns changed, the drugs changed, but not the gang warfare. All right, listen, to all the young kids watching, don't join a gang. Get some money, legal. There's a lot of opportunities out here to do a business, to open up a business, to get money the legal way, legit way. Many ways to do it. You don't need a gangbang. Back in the day, I could speak for myself, but we joined gangs because we was bored. All right, nowhere to go and nothing to do, so we went outside with the homies. All right, now you got the internet, bro. You gangbang on the phone. With that being said, salute to everybody. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully you guys like this one. Hit the like button, click on these videos, and go over to Hater World where we got a brand new video just dropping. Let's go.